Well, hey garden friends, it's Destry. Welcome back to my Oregon yard. Today we are going to be planting these beautiful brand new varieties of pansies. We're going to talk about the breeder a bit who invented these. I'll talk about where I scored them here in Oregon. And then we're going to get them planted up today in a couple really cute planters and pots, one urn here and one pot. And so let's go ahead and get started on this project today. So for those of you that might not know me, my voice sounds a little different today, and that's because I have been sick. I am a school teacher and I got the crud, whatever back to school crud that there is. And so I'm going to make the choice today not to appear in this video just because, you know, when you're sick, you just don't really feel like, I don't know, putting yourself out there as much. And I've just, you know, it really hit me hard. So instead, we're just going to look at these really beautiful, gorgeous flowers. And I wanted something today that I could, you know, kind of get in my garden and in my yard, but that would be a simple project because, again, I'm still like recovering. I actually missed a day of work. And so I wanted something today that was going to be simple and easy and kind of, you know, one of those quick wins in the garden, which I feel like we all need. And so I was able to grab these gorgeous, brand new varieties of pansies. Now, if you have watched any other videos about these, you might know about them, but basically they're bred by a breeder in Japan, and his name, I believe you pronounce his last name Soto. So I will pop the name on the screen for you. And you can do your own research about these. But the ones that I was able to get, there's two series. And this one is called the Elegance Antoinette series. And I am just so thrilled to have these. So you can see, even if you've had like I've had the Frizzle Sizzle pansies in the past, and those are also gorgeous and pretty, but you can see these are just different. They're just unique. Now, I was able to score these at Bauman's Farms, which is here in Oregon, and he had done, Brian Bauman, who's an awesome and amazing person, by the way. Um, he had these on his page, I believe. I think it was his YouTube page that I saw a video where he had gotten these and talked about them. And then I know some other content creators are in Oregon are starting to get their hands on them as well. So I was actually up in Portland recently, and I was on my way home, and you know, Bauman Farm isn't that far off the freeway, so I decided to swing over and see if they had some of these, and they did. I have to say the price was really reasonable for what they are, which is a specialty, unique, hard to come by, you know, plant. I was actually shocked the price was so low. So I was able to get 6 of these, and today I'm just going to plant them up. I assume they act much like any other pansy as far as they like the cooler temperatures now that it's starting to get into the autumn season. You do need to deadhead them. So I have noticed these ones deadhead, you know, the old blooms are sort of at the bottom, and then the new growth is going to come from the top. So if you're not sure if you're, you know, if it's something to deadhead, now I just recently deadheaded this, but here's a good example. This is one that is done. It has like this little bulb or this little circle, and that's true with most all pansies. So I can go ahead and I just use my fingernail and I just get rid of that. And of course, the more that you deadhead, the more new blooms will come out from the center. So anyway, I was so blessed to be able to get these. So I'm going to go ahead and plant them up. Now, this planter came from my daughter and I had gone, my daughter actually came to Portland with me as well, which was an awesome time to spend time with her. But when we got back, we went to a vintage fair in town, and the woman had these planters, and I talked her down. She had them at 30. I talked her down to 25. And I am kicking myself, you guys. They had bigger ones. She had bigger ones. I didn't even get 2. I didn't even get a set of 2. Like, what was I thinking? This is a nice concrete planter. Now, I have noticed it's not like the concrete's not real cleaned up. Like, there are some sharp edges and bits. So I'm wondering if that's why they were such a steal of a deal. Or maybe she made them herself. I'm not sure, but I'm kicking myself that I didn't grab another one of these. So instead, I'm going to use this container. I've used this container for so many things, you guys. I've had succulent gardens. Sorry, my voice. Oh, Milo, you want to say hi? I've had succulent gardens in this. Mostly that, I guess, is what I've used it for. But I feel like I used it for another low container. It's a really nice, flat, circular, low container. I think this one came from Walmart, but you could find something similar, I'm sure, anywhere, TJ Maxx or whatever. And I went ahead and cleared it out. It did have some old succulents in it. Now, the problem is I don't know if all four of these are going to fit in this container. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not sure. I mean, it depends on how much I want to pack them in there. They probably will, actually, if I really pack them in there. And that's kind of the look I'm going for. Or I could do like 3 and 3 is another thing I could do. So I've got all the plants. I've got the supplies. So I'm just going to get going on this. And this is all I'm doing today because I need to rest and try to feel better. All right, well, here is how everything turned out. All of my beautiful new ruffly, gorgeous pancakes, pancakes, pansies. Y'all, I'm sick. Did I break that one? I hope not. Anyway, my beautiful pansies are all potted up. Now, I will say these dark purple ones were the hardest for me to work with. For some reason, they seemed a little bit more floppy and not as like nice and stiff. So this yellow one was easy to work with, even this lavender one, but the darker purple one, I think this one too, was just a little bit, they're just really fragile. They're just really fragile. So they're a little tricky to work with, but I managed. So I got 2 in the urn and then 3 in that low planter. And then I just couldn't squeeze 4 in there. So I just did a solo planter of 1. But I do like that they're all white. I mean, the concrete isn't white. I guess suppose I could paint it. But it is, you know, a white color. Here, let me turn it around. So you don't see the seam as much. But so I'm going to use these on my back patio right now, just to welcome in, you know, the autumn season, but they're still, to me, very springy colors. So I don't know, hopefully more garden centers will have these in the spring because they are truly gorgeous. And I hope and that everyone could get a hold of them because, you know, they really should be able to because they're just so stunning and pretty. But I do think they're rising in popularity. So I hope you enjoyed checking out this video today. If you did, could you like and subscribe to the channel? It would mean the world to me. And if you need me, I'll be doing projects like this. Check out a few videos and playlists I'll link for you for other fun fall projects. And if you need me, I'll be doing some gardening and hopefully getting over this cold. I'll see you guys later. Bye.